Okay, so am I audible now? Good morning. Am I audible now, guys? Hello, good morning. Am I audible to all of you? Please confirm. Now, am I audible to you? Please confirm. Am I audible to you? Am I audible? Yes, absolutely. Okay. Hello and good morning, guys, and welcome to this most awaited strategy meet with respect to one of the most lengthiest and one of the most complicated chapters of your syllabus, which is PGBP, Profits and Gains of Business and Profession. And trust me, guys, this topic is not only important for CMA Intermediate student, but it is also important for CMA final students, because mandatory questions from this particular chapter comes in the examination, not only in CMA Intermediate, but also in CMA finals. So this particular chapter is important for CMA Intermediate as well as CMA finals. So both the students are welcome. Good morning. Good morning, Raman. Good morning, Vishnu, Nitish. Tanupriya is there. Hello, Tanupriya. Then we have Jyotish Raj. Hello, Aditya. Sunny Kaushik is there. Kirti Batra is there. Raman Jha, Priyanka Modi, Aman. Okay, Johan, Joydeep Deshmukh. All right, all right. Vishnu Prasad, Saksham, Johan, Asif, Nidhi, Saket. Good morning, Payal, Mayank. Okay, welcome. Good morning, all of you. So before I start this particular session, guys, I have received a lot of messages from all of you since yesterday. Sir, ये क्या आपने आलिया भट्ट की फोटो लगा दी थंबनेल में? हमें तो आपकी फोटो चाहिए थी. सर, ये आलिया भट्ट की फोटो हमें नहीं पसंद आ रही. Why have you put Alia Bhatt's photo? So why not your photograph in the thumbnail as well? सर, ये क्या मांझ रहा है? हम डायरेक्ट टैक्स पढ़ने जा रहे हैं या हम बॉलीवुड की कोई क्लास लेने जा रहे हैं? Why have you put a photograph of Alia Bhatt, that too from his latest movie, Gangubai Kathiawadi? So what is the reason, sir? Why have you put her photograph in the thumbnails and in all the all everywhere you've put her photograph? Okay, guys, so the reason is very simple. Inspiration can come to you from any source. Anything and everything can inspire you at any point in time. And yes, the environment which we are in, we can get an inspiration from anyone and everyone. Right from your parents to your siblings, to your cousins, to your relatives, to your friends, anyone can inspire you at any given point in time. And yes, last week I saw this amazing, fantastic creation of Sanjay Leela Bhansali, Gangubai Kathiawadi. And guys, I got amazing inspiration from this lady, not Alia Bhatt, but the character which she is portraying, which is Gangubai Kathiawadi. I would definitely recommend, if you are fulfilling your objectives, your daily objectives, if you are studying hard for a few weeks and you feel that, oh, ab thoda sa break chahiye bhai, mujhe ab main padhai aur zyada nahi kar sakta, I want a break. Whenever you want a break, please go and watch this movie, Gangu by Kathiawadi. It's a fantastic, fabulous movie. At least it has inspired me. After a very long time, I've seen a movie which has inspired me to the zenith level, to the pinnacle level. And guys, this particular story, this particular movie is all about finding something to do, finding some ray of hope in any adverse situation which you are in. I agree that you guys might be in a very difficult situation with respect to your family. Some of you might be facing financial crunch. Some of you might have some chronic disease in your family. Someone might be suffering in your family. Your some other obstacle, some or other obstacle might be there in your periphery, in your concern, in your daily life, guys, which might be stopping you from studying, which might be hampering your studies. If not, if you don't have any obstacles, then you are lucky. Consider yourself lucky, and really you are blessed. But if you are suffering, if you are facing any obstacles, if you are having any problems in life, watch this movie, guys, and I can assure you that you will get an inspiration that whatever adverse situation you are in, whatever bad situation you are in, I assume that you are in the worst situation of your life, still there is a ray of hope. Still you can make big out of it. If you really work hard, if you really work for a mission, for a cause, nothing can stop you from achieving success if you are really onto it. if you are not looking at the monetary side of it, not looking at the financial side of it, not thinking about yourself, if you are thinking about your ecosystem, your environment, your surroundings, then guys, nothing can stop you from achieving success. That is the inspirational story of Gangubai Kathiawadi. Yes, she was in a miserable state of affairs. She was in a very bad situation, but even in that bad situation, she made best of it. She came out as a winner. She thought about the society where she was living in. She thought about other people. She thought of working with other people, working in congruence with other people, and yes, she emerged as a winner. So can you. I agree. You might not have studied for past 1 month or 2 months. You might have wasted a lot of time in the past for whatever reasons, for some family issues, for some personal issues. You might have, challenged yourself. You might have challenged your time. Your studies might have been compromised. I agree with that. But guys, today is 6th of March. 6th of March means starting of March. Even if now you start studying religiously, dedicatedly, time is enough. Really, really, time is enough. Even if you start studying now. So I'm presuming you are in a terrible state. You are not study. You've not studied at all. So for group 4, you have not completed costing, financial accounting, direct taxes, 40% complete. Still, guys, in worst come worst situations, you will emerge as a winner if you can wholeheartedly, if you can, with your full vigor and caliber, start working for your benefit. So yes, that is the reason today's live session, today's strategy meet is dedicated to this wonderful lady named as Gangubai Kathiawadi, portrayed by Alia Bhatt, beautifully portrayed by Alia Bhatt, and yes, directed by none other than Sanjay Leela Bhansali. So yes, that was the objective why I had pasted this photograph in my thumbnail. I don't, believe in publicity gimmicks or something of that sort. No, the only reason why her photograph was pasted on the thumbnails were her phenomenal journey in her life. And I want you to watch this movie whenever you are free, whenever you are done with your targeted studies. So this is a very good way of doing targeted study. You actually fix a landmark for yourself that yes, within this week I will complete PGBP, and after completing PGBP, watch this movie. So fix a target for yourself, not an easy one, but a tough one, and then watch this movie after the target is finished. And if your parents are stopping you from watching this movie, tell them that Nikkhil sir has given this as a homework. So this is a homework that you have to watch this movie, and Nikkhil sir has instructed us. I will talk to your parents. No worries in that. But yes, do watch this movie. Amazing movie. It'll inspire you a lot. Whatever difficult situations you are in, it'll give you strength to come out of it. All right, sir. So guys, let's move on to our session now, and let's focus on the much coveted chapter PGBP. And yes, PGBP is one of the lengthiest chapters of our syllabus. So let us start with PGBP. Let me see if there are any comments. Good morning, Pranali, Sindhu, Gerald, Ganesh, good morning. Yes. नहीं, वो कोट अभी मैं पढ़ के नहीं दिखा सकता. नालायक सचिन, मैं समझ गया तुम क्या कहना चाह रहे हो. मैं कोट नहीं पढ़ के सुना सकता अभी. All right, guys. So let us start our session. Today's session. Okay, so before we start our session, guys, certain general points, certain generic points for all of you with respect to DT. So yes, guys, the prerequisites of this particular for studying for your June 2022 examination. The mission is June 2022 examination. Of course, you need to have willingness to excel. That is the first thing that you need to have. You should be willing to excel in your studies and your career. That is the first thing that I would require from all of you. Consistency in study schedule, that is second thing which I definitely advise all my students. Be consistent in your study schedule, be regular in your study schedule. Don't even have a single day where you have not opened your books. Open your books daily, open your books every day. There are WhatsApp groups which will help you to enter into certain test series, MCQ series, and voice notes and podcast. For direct taxation, you can message on this particular number. For law, ethics, and accounts, you can WhatsApp on this particular number for entering into the WhatsApp group which we have specially made for CMA Intermediate Group 1 students. And yes, guys, for direct taxation, both CMA Group 1 and Group 3 students enter into this WhatsApp group, because there are many common chapters which I'll be taking sessions in a common way. So yes, this is the group for you. Test series is starting from this week. Test series is starting from this week. Revision lectures are starting from this week. And yes, MCQ series will be posted on the WhatsApp group. Voice notes and podcast of direct taxation will be posted in the WhatsApp group. So these are the benefit that you'll get to achieve if you are in this WhatsApp group. So be part of this WhatsApp group. We'll offer you the details regarding all of these things which are starting from this week. So in the current week, in the coming week, you'll see a lot of things happening in the WhatsApp group. Study material of the institute is mandatory for all the 4 subjects. So guys, for all the 4 subjects, please consider study mat of the institute mandatorily. FAQs, should we wait for the strategy meet to start our next chapter? Answer is no, you should not wait for the strategy meet to start your new chapter. Your strategy meet obviously can follow after studying your chapter also, because in the strategy meet I'll be highlighting the important aspects of your syllabus. So you can also do it after you watch the videos. That's perfectly all right. Charts, questions, examples to be noted in the register while you are watching the video lectures of any of these 4 subjects which you have taken from us. You have to maintain a register and properly make charts, diagrams, questions over there. KPTR are short notes which I have provided after my direct taxation book. So guys, this KPTR key points to remember. This is a very good revisional aid which you can use just before your examination. So just use it as a revision KPTR. Doubt solving session will for direct taxation will happen from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. on this particular number. So you can call me. I'm directly taking this number from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. 100% of the study material of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India is covered in the video lectures which have been provided to you. So this is the best advantage, guys. Study material has to be covered in 100% of the situations. Live sessions and test series I've already talked about. Unlimited views are there in the videos which we have provided to you. Mobile access and laptop access is there. Classes are also available in English language. So for all my South students, students belong to South India, please note that classes are also available in 100% English. Okay, classes are available in 2 languages, Hindi and English. So Hindi means a mix of Hindi and English means pure English. So for all the students who are from southern part of the country, for them you can actually take help of the English videos. English videos are available for all of you. Then the best part, which is starting from this week, guys, revision series is starting. Revision means what? Revision means in a very short span of time we'll be revising the entire syllabus with all of you, and that entire syllabus will be covered in a very short span of time. No, the practical questions will not be done in the class. Okay, all the concepts will be done in a schematic form, in a proper form. All the concepts will be done in a proper form, but practical questions might not be done in the class, in the revision class. The aim of revision class is to not only revise a particular subject, but also to make you remember the concepts so that you can actually perform well in your examination. So revision class for group 1 is starting this week, which is tomorrow onwards, 7th of March. And yes, the team Bright Vision Academy is there at your service yet again. All the 4 faculties of Bright Vision Academy are there for the revision series, which is starting from tomorrow. So what will be the schedule of revision series? The schedule of revision series is in front of you. Sir, are there any charges for attending this revision series? Answer is no, there are no charges for attending this revision series. Just a request, before you connect in the revision series, before you watch this revision series, please be part of the WhatsApp group which I've told you about, because in that WhatsApp group we will be sending you certain study material in PDF format which will be relevant for the revision series. So before attending the revision series, 2 things are very much important. Number 1, please go through the study material which we have provided you in the WhatsApp group. Secondly, from wherever you are taking coaching from, or even if you are doing self-study, before attending the revision lecture of a particular chapter, please go through that chapter once before the revision series yourself, so that you are abreast with the basic concepts, because the speed in which the teacher will be taking the revision series will be a little high. So it is advisable you please study that particular chapter before the revision series once, and then if you come in the revision series, then it will be corroborated. The concepts will be much more engraved in your mind. So that is the benefit. This is the schedule of the revision series. Revision series will be hosted live through YouTube channel of CACS CMA Nikkhil Gupta and Bright Vision Academy. Guys, we'll try to host the revision series parallelly on both the channels, but sometimes due to technical glitch, maybe the revision series might be hosted only on one of the channels and not on the other channel. So please be vigilant on both the channels are CSCS CMA Nikkhil Gupta and Bright Vision Academy. So on both the channels, please be live, please be vigilant, and just see the activity on both the channels. These revision series will be starting for group 1. As of now, we are starting for group 1, and guys, for group 3 DT, for DT, specifically for DT, this is also for group 3. This is also relevant for group 3. Okay, final students DT. So the DT revision series is useful both for intermediate and final. Guys, you are already aware that intermediate course contains PGBP, capital gains chapter, and many such chapters which are not there in CMA final study material, but examination series which are there in the past. Examination questions have proved that those chapters come in the examination in heavy numbers. So yes, even if you are CMA final student, you have to do PGBP, you have to do capital gain, despite of the fact that they do not appear in your CMA final study material. So this particular session, which is the DT session, is not only relevant for group 1 students, but it is also relevant for group 3 students. Group 3 students should also take a note of it. So this is the schedule according to which the live series, revision series will be given to all of you. And the revision series, yes, WhatsApp entry is free. So Darshan is asking, WhatsApp group entry is free. Yes, the WhatsApp group entry is free. So revision schedule is there. I will be posting this revision schedule on your communities tab in the YouTube and the WhatsApp group as well. So don't worry. Don't need to copy paste it as of now. Even if you want to take note of it, please take note of it. So the revision series will be starting. Please take note of this fact. This is a very, very important thing which you should note. The YouTube live sessions will be conducted on 2 YouTube channels. Number 1, CSCS CMA Nikhil Gupta. Number 2, Bright Vision Academy. So be part of both of the channels, so that if any of the sessions is hosted on one of the channels and not on the other channel, you need to be vigilant where the revision series is being hosted. But we will definitely try to host it live on both the channels. We'll be simultaneously live on both the channels. That is the ask. Okay, sir. So will revision videos stay on YouTube? Himi, yes, they will stay on YouTube. Then it says, all right. So that is all. And now let us start our very, very important chapter, guys. The name of the chapter is PGBP, Profit and Gains of Business and Profession. But before I start this particular chapter, guys, before I come on to this particular chapter, we all 4 teachers are really excited to start this revision series with a mission in mind. I think I skipped one of the most important words which was written in this particular slide. The mission in mind. The mission is very, very clear, guys. Mission is Mission June 2022. The mission is Mission June 2022. And just like group 1, we'll be starting parallel series for group 2 as well, group 2 students as well. Now, my ask to you is on the chat box, I want to know, how's the Josh? How's the Josh? Are we ready to rock June 2022 attempt? How's the Josh? I want to see on the chat box, how's the Josh amongst all of you after listening about this revision series? Are you going to join this revision series and be a part of success story which will be remembered for the times to come? So how's the Josh? Yes, I've got many answers over here. Garima, Uday, Pooja, Sake, Devdatta, Ganesh, Neelam, Aman, Uday, Arpita, Alfia, Yash, Ankur Saini. Okay, Kirti Gupta, brilliant. Ankur Saini, Sudarshan, Om, Arpita, Aman, very good. Suman Bharti, perfect, guys, perfect. That is the spirit, guys. That is the spirit. And spirit is the only thing that is required as of now, because time is less, target is very high. Time is less, target is very high. But together, we can and we will make a difference. That is for sure. So yes, very high, superb, guys, super duper high. All right, perfect. All right, let us start today's session, guys. And the today's session is dedicated to one of the chapters, which is chapters which gives sleepless nights to most of the students, not only of CMA Intermediate but also of CMA Final. Yes, I know you guys have sleepless nights because of this particular chapter. This chapter is definitely not an easy cakewalk, a very easy chapter to remember and practice. I know that, but yes, guys, if we just understand the schematics, the structure of this particular chapter, we will not face that much of a problem. So we just need to understand the structure of this particular chapter, the parts in which this chapter is bifurcated. We just need to understand that bit, and yes, we are done. So yes, in this particular session, please stop me. भावनाओं पे मेरे काबू रखवाना, क्योंकि आपको पता है मैं फिसल जाता हूं कभी कभी. ये स्ट्रैटेजी मीट रिवीजन सेशन नहीं है, मुझे पढ़ाना शुरू नहीं करना, तो आपको मुझे कंट्रोल करना पड़ेगा. आपको वर्ड चैट बॉक्स में लिखना पड़ेगा सर कंट्रोल. अगर मैंने पढ़ाना शुरू कर दिया तो आपको मुझे कंट्रोल करना पड़ेगा जैसे मैं पढ़ाना शुरू करूंगा. ठीक है जी, बह मत जाना. हाँ उमंग, तुम्हें कंट्रोल करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि मैं भावनाओं में बह जाता हूं, आपको पता है. हाँ, लेकिन कल से जो रिवीजन सीरीज शुरू हो रही है ना, जो ट्यूसडे को आपका पहला सेशन है डायरेक्ट टैक्स का, कल आपका पहला सेशन है कॉस्टिंग का, तो जो रिवीजन सीरीज शुरू हो रही है ना, उसमें मुझे बहने देना. ठीक है, बहने दे, मुझे बहने दे. ठीक है, मुझे बहने देना, उसमें मत रोकना. फिर आज जितना रोक सकते हो रोक लो, आगे से मत रोकना, उसमें मुझे बहने देना. ठीक है सर, बिल्कुल. तो आओ समझते हैं द बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ पीजीबीपी चैप्टर, and what is important, what is not important, what are the sections all about, and how is this chapter bifurcated into various parts. Okay, so broadly I can bifurcate the entire chapter into these many parts. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6, so almost 6 parts are there in this particular block, and I can bifurcate this chapter into 6 parts. There are 6 parts to this chapter. Now, as you are aware, guys, this is the head which is not only important from your exam standpoint, but this particular head will also be useful in your practical life, because when you go in the practical world, when you go into the companies, when you go to the organizations, when you go to work anywhere in the taxation department or finance department, there, guys, the head which you will mostly use 99% of the times, the head of income which will be used by you will be PGBP. House property income, salary, other sources will be used very less. The sections which will repeatedly haunt you in your practical life is PGBP, because most of the companies, most of the organizations, most of the individuals who are running big businesses, who are into trading or commercial activities which are huge, they all offer to tax their income under this particular head, which is known as PGBP, which is profits and gains from business and profession. And as I have already told you in the earlier session, guys, the earlier sessions we have discussed that every head includes 2 things. There are 2 things which I will teach you in every head of income. Those 2 things are, number 1, income. What is income as per that particular head? And number 2, you write in the chat box what is number 2 that I will teach in each head of income. Each head of income will comprise of 2 things. Number 1, income which is offered to tax in that particular head. Number 2, you have to write in the chat box what is the second thing which I will teach you in each of the head of income. What is that second thing which we have discussed? Please write in the chat box what is the second thing. Every head consists of 2 things. Number 1, incomes, and number 2, what are the second thing which we will discuss in every chapter? Please write in the chat box. Yes, Jyotish, from tomorrow revision series will start. Absolutely. So my question is, I told you in the last session as well. Absolutely, very good, fantastic, guys. Deductions, absolutely, deductions. No, Sachin, you are wrong. Taxable income is wrong. Deductions is the second thing. Absolutely, deductions, guys. Yashwant is absolutely right. Priyanshu Gupta is right. Yash is right. Megha Tomar is right. Yashika right. Karthik right. Jyotish right. Absolutely, guys. There are only 2 things which are there in each head of income. Number 1, the incomes which according to Income Tax Act should be taxable. Number 2, the expenses which according to Income Tax Act will be reduced from the income. Now, let me repeat my basic question, okay, which I ask in every income head. Now, if I am an assessee, I will want my taxable income to be high or low. If I am an assessee, my taxable income, I would want my income to be high or low. Please write in the chat box. If I am an assessee, I would want my taxable income to be high or low. Absolutely, everyone is perfect. Yogesh is right. Nitish is right. I would want my taxable income to be low. Definitely. And if I am an income tax authority, question number 2. Okay, perfect. Everyone's answer is perfect. Rani, Priyanka, Deepika, everyone is okay. If I am an income tax authority, then I would want my, they would want my income to be high or low. If I am income tax authority would want the income to be high or low. Absolutely. Nitish is right. High. Vidhi is right. High. Absolutely. And in case of expenses, what would income tax authorities want? My expenses should be high or my expenses should be low according to income tax authority. My expenses should be high or my expenses should be low as per the income tax authority. What would income tax authority want? My expenses should be high or my expenses should be low. Absolutely. Suman Bharti is correct. Status World is correct. Yash is correct. Ishita is correct. Aman is correct. Absolutely, guys. Very, very true. If I'm the income tax authority, then I would want assessees expenses to be low. So that income is more. Income ज़्यादा रखने के लिए expenses कम करने को income tax authority बोलेगा. और अगर मैं एक assessee हूं, मैं अपना income offer to tax कर रहा हूं, तो भाई मुझे चाहिए मेरी taxable income कम से कम रहे, तो मैं अपने expenses ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा ऑफर करने की कोशिश करूंगा, ना केवल पीजीबीपी हेड में बल्कि सारे के सारे हेड में, सब के अंदर मैं अपनी एक्सपेंसेस को ज्यादा रखने की कोशिश करूंगा अगर मैं असेसी हूं तो. ठीक है, तो सबसे पहली चीज जो इस वाले चैप्टर में हमें समझनी है वो है डिफरेंस बिटवीन, डेफिनेशन है भाई, डिफरेंस बिटवीन बिजनेस एंड प्रोफेशन, क्योंकि यहां पर दो तरह के सोर्सेस की बात करी गई है, एक बिजनेस की, एक प्रोफेशन की. सो व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन बिजनेस एंड प्रोफेशन? तो भाई बहुत सिंपल सा डिस्टिंग्विशिंग फैक्टर है. प्रोफेशन इंक्लूड्स सर्टन स्किल्स, सर्टन नॉलेज दैट इज अप्लाइड टू अर्न रेवेन्यू, and business includes any kind of activity, any kind of commercial activity, trading activity that you are undertaking. For this particular business, there is no specific knowledge or there is no specific skill that you require. Even if you are not educated at all, you can do a business very, very well. So that is the basic difference between business and profession. So the first thing that we are going to discuss in this particular chapter is the difference between business and profession. Second is we are going to discuss about income. What do you mean by income? That is the second thing which we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. So what are the incomes that a businessman can earn? Guys, variety of incomes that a businessman can earn. Variety of income that a businessman can earn. Businessman can earn income from the regular selling of goods, trading activities, etc., etc. So that is one source of income where the income can be earned from a businessman. Second source can be, he can sell off his franchisees. Like McDonald's sell off its franchisees. So franchisee income is definitely one of the sources of income of that particular businessman. Plus, businessman also can have non-compete fees. Non-compete fees means what? There are two brothers who are into same business. The elder brother would ask the younger brother to leave the business on payment of certain fees that is known as a non-compete fee. So there are various kind of business incomes that are there in Income Tax Act, and all those incomes are defined under section 28 of the Income Tax Act. So the second thing which we are going to discuss in this chapter is income. Okay, not highlighted in the pink box, therefore not that important. Now we come on to the basic and the most important aspect of this particular chapter, which is expenditure. Guys, Income Tax Act would always want the expenditures to be as low as possible. Income Tax Act does not want to allow expenditures in the books of accounts. Even if you have incurred expenditures, Income Tax Act will say, I will not allow in the books of accounts. Income Tax Act will want the expenditure to be as low as possible, and the businessman would want an expenditure to be as high as possible. The allowability should be as high as possible. Guys, only incurring expenditure is not important. After incurring the expenditure, you also have to see as per the Income Tax Act whether it is allowable or not. So businessman would want all its expenses to be allowed in the business income. However, Income Tax Act will want to disallow certain expenses on any reason which are given in the Income Tax Act. They would want to disallow the expenses so that your taxable income is high. So this is the most important thing which we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. What are the expenditures or deductions which are allowable under the Income Tax Act? That is the basic thing which we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. Now, expenditures are of two types. Number one, general expenditures or general deductions. Second, special deductions. So, what are general deductions? Guys, general deductions means deductions which are ought to be allowed as a deduction. like any of your say any revenue expenditure, like you have incurred repair and maintenance of machinery, repair and maintenance of plant, you have incurred purchases expenditure, purchasing of raw material, that is a general nature deduction which is allowed in a business. Salaries you have paid, guys, salaries to employees you have paid, bonus you have paid to employees, all these are general expenditures which are required to be debited to the profit and loss account. तो भाई आप अकाउंट्स में भी पढ़ते होंगे, अकाउंट्स के अंदर भी प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट के डेबिट साइड में ये जनरल लेवल के जो डिडक्शन होते हैं ना, जाते ही जाते हैं, इनको डेबिट किया ही किया जाता है। ये रेवेन्यू नेचर के एक्सपेंडिचर होते हैं, इनको हम अलाउ करते ही करते हैं, पीएनएल अकाउंट के डेबिट साइड में ये जाते ही जाते हैं, तो इन्हें बोलते हैं जनरल डिडक्शंस। जनरल डिडक्शंस मींस जो एक कॉमन पैरेलेंस में डिडक्शन जो अलाउ होनी है, ये ऑब्वियस सी बात है भाई, ये डिडक्शन तो मिलनी चाहिए, दे आर नोन एज जनरल डिडक्शंस। इन जनरल डिडक्शंस में जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट डिडक्शन है जो आपको अपने एग्जाम के लिए बहुत अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करनी है वो है डेप्रीसिएशन, सेक्शन 32। ये डिडक्शन सारी जनरल डिडक्शन में से सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि इसके अंदर बहुत सारे परम्यूटेशन कॉम्बिनेशंस बनते हैं। इसके अंदर डेप्रिसिएशन के टाइप्स भी बहुत सारे हैं, एडिशनल डेप्रिसिएशन भी आता है इसके अंदर, डेप्रिसिएशन के रूल्स, नॉर्म्स और प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन बहुत ज्यादा हैं। और आपने जहां से भी, जिस भी टीचर के आप बुक से पढ़ रहे हो, एक बात जरूर ध्यान रखना, आपके इंस्टीट्यूट के स्टडी मैट में एक जो फर्स्ट इलस्ट्रेशन है उसके अंदर केस ए से लेकर केस ओ तक एक बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन बनाया गया है डेप्रिसिएशन के ऊपर, वो जरूर करना, क्योंकि वो क्वेश्चन डेप्रिसिएशन के जितने पॉसिबल परम्यूटेशन कॉम्बिनेशन है सबको कवर कर लेता है, सबको। तो अगर आपने वो किया है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, अगर आपने वो नहीं किया है तो अभी उठाओ अपने इंस्टीट्यूट का स्टडी मैट और केस ए से लेकर केस ओ, फर्स्ट इलस्ट्रेशन, फर्स्ट या सेकंड इलस्ट्रेशन है आपके स्टडी मैट का, वो आपको जरूर करना है, वो आपको डेफिनेटली करना है, ताकि आप डेप्रिसिएशन अच्छे से समझ पाओ। फ्रॉम बिगिनिंग टू एंड आपको डेप्रिसिएशन बहुत ज्यादा अच्छे से समझ में आना चाहिए। ओके सर, गॉट इट। सो इनकम जनरल नेचर की, डेप्रिसिएशन मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग। सेकंड, मुझे एक बात बता दो भाई, जब भी आप फिक्स एसेट्स परचेज करते हो, जब भी आप फिक्स एसेट परचेज करते हो, जैसे आपने कोई गाड़ी खरीदी, बंगला खरीदा, बिजनेस प्रेमाइसेस खरीदा, कोई प्लांट एंड मशीनरी खरीदी, तब आप उस बंगले को, उस गाड़ी को, उस प्लांट एंड मशीनरी को बताना कहां लेके जाते हो, पी एंड एल अकाउंट में या बैलेंस शीट में? ठीक है, जरा चैट बॉक्स में लिख दो पीएल, जिसका आंसर है पीएल, वो पीएनएल अकाउंट, पीएल मतलब पीएनएल अकाउंट, और बीएस मतलब बैलेंस शीट। जब भी आप कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर करते हो, कोई कैपिटल एसेट खरीदते हो, उसे कहां लेकर जाते हो? पीएनएल अकाउंट में लेकर जाते हो, प्रॉफिट कम करते हो, या फिर बैलेंस शीट में लेकर जाते हो? जरा चैट बॉक्स में बता दो। आपको या तो लिखना है पीएल या आपको लिखना है बीएस। बीएस का मतलब होगा बैलेंस शीट, पीएल का मतलब होगा प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट। नालायक ज्योतिष, इनकम टैक्स सबसे इजी सब्जेक्ट है, ठीक है? अगर कोई बोले इनकम टैक्स मुश्किल सब्जेक्ट है तो उसको निखिल सर के दर्शन करा देना। नालायक कह रहा है कोई बोले इनकम टैक्स इजी है तो उसको डेप्रिसिएशन के दर्शन करवा देना। नालायक, डेप्रिसिएशन कोई टफ नहीं है और इनकम टैक्स कोई टफ नहीं है। इनकम टैक्स तो सबसे इजी सब्जेक्ट है, चारों के चारों सब्जेक्ट्स में से मोस्ट इजी। नालायक, ओके, सबका आंसर एक ही है भाई, सबका आंसर एक ही, बैलेंस शीट, बैलेंस शीट, बैलेंस शीट, बैलेंस शीट। एब्सोल्युटली गाइस, बैलेंस शीट, बैलेंस शीट, बैलेंस शीट। तो जब भी कोई कैपिटल एसेट खरीदा जाता है, जब भी कोई फिक्स एसेट खरीदा जाता है, जब भी कोई लॉन्ग टर्म बेनिफिट आपको दे, ऐसा कोई एसेट खरीदा जाता है, उसे हम डायरेक्टली लेके जाते हैं बैलेंस शीट में। लेकिन अगर मैं आपको कहूं कि अरे भाई कुछ कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर्स मैं आपको परमिट कर दूंगा कि उन्हें बैलेंस शीट में मत लेके जाओ, क्योंकि देखो अगर आप बैलेंस शीट में लेके गए ना तो आप उस पर डेप्रिसिएशन क्लेम करोगे, थोड़ा 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 थोड़ा, हर साल ओवर पीरियड ऑफ से 5 इयर्स या 10 इयर्स थोड़ा थोड़ा डेप्रिसिएशन क्लेम करोगे ना, अगले 10 सालों तक या अगले 5 सालों तक। मैं अगर आपको छूट दे दूं कि भाई सुनो, जो भी आपका कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर हुआ है पूरा का पूरा पहले साल में पी एंड एल अकाउंट में डाल दो, एक ही साल में उसे रफा दफा कर दो, तो आप कहोगे बल्ले बल्ले, शावा शावा, मजे आ गए, प्रॉफिट हो जाएगा बहुत 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 कम, टैक्सेबल इनकम हो जाएगी बहुत 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 कम, आपका टैक्स हो जाएगा रिड्यूस, मैं आपको दे दूंगा स्पेशल डिडक्शन। अरे भाई बताओ स्पेशल का क्या मतलब होता है? स्पेशल का क्या मतलब होता है? स्पेशल मतलब खास, आपकी जिंदगी में भी होगा कोई खास, स्पेशल का मतलब खास। तो स्पेशल डिडक्शन का क्या मतलब? वो डिडक्शन जो यूजुअली तो नहीं मिलती, यूजुअली तो उसे पीएनएल अकाउंट में नहीं लेके जाते, लेकिन हम उसको लेके जाएंगे स्पेशल सर्कमस्टांसेस में। कहां? पीएनएल अकाउंट में। जाना कहां से चाहिए था कायदे में? कहां जाना चाहिए था? अरे भाई ये जाना चाहिए था बैलेंस शीट में, कायदे में ये जाना चाहिए था बैलेंस शीट में, लेकिन हम इसको खास सिचुएशंस में लेके जाएंगे कहां पर? पी एंड एल अकाउंट में। अब ये बता दो जरा स्पेशल वन जो होता है, स्पेशल वन, जैसे हम कहते हैं ना ही और शी इज माई स्पेशल वन इन माई लाइफ, तो ये स्पेशल वन होता है या स्पेशल बहुत सारे होते हैं? स्पेशल वन होता है या स्पेशल बहुत सारे होते हैं, ये बता दो जरा। तो कोई कोई स्पेशल होता है या हर कोई स्पेशल होता है, ये बता दो जरा। इज एनी वन पर्सन स्पेशल और एवरीवन मे बी स्पेशल? स्पेशल बता दो, हु इज स्पेशल? Any special one or many people are special? Yes, Megha Tomar is right. The phrase says it's special one. Yes, it's special one. So यशवंत कह रहा है बहुत सारे। नालायक यशवंत, बहुत सारे स्पेशल वन रखोगे तुम, स्पेशल मल्टीपल रखोगे। यशवंत सिंह है ये, मेरे पास तुम्हारा मोबाइल नंबर है, मैं अभी तुम्हें कॉल करता हूँ। नालायक। ओके, all right. So special means it is applicable only to certain special people. General deduction is applicable to everyone who's doing business, everyone who's doing PGBP will be allowed this general deduction. It is available to everyone. General deduction means it is available to everyone. However, special deduction is not available to everyone. It is available only to certain special ones, certain chosen ones who fulfill certain conditions. If you fulfill certain conditions, those people will be eligible for special deduction. General deduction will be available for everyone. Everyone will be able to take benefit of this general deduction, but special deduction will be available for a few people. Quite a few people will be eligible for special deduction, and there are certain special conditions which are attached to special deduction. Only after fulfilling those special conditions, you will be allowed the special deductions. What are the examples of special deductions? Suman is saying you are special. Thank you so much, Suman. सर आप समझा था तो तब अच्छा लगता है, फिर कंफ्यूजिंग लगता है। अरे कोई बात नहीं दीपिका, ये तो है ही, थोड़ा सा इनिशियली डिफिकल्टी आती है, बट उसके बाद आप एडजस्ट होते चले जाते हो, तो कोई टेंशन की बात नहीं। इजी सब्जेक्ट है, आप प्रॉपर्ली प्रैक्टिस करोगे एंड रेपिटेडली प्रैक्टिस करोगे और दिल से पढ़ोगे, दिल से, ठीक है। इस सब्जेक्ट का दिल लगाना पड़ता है, इस सब्जेक्ट का दिमाग किससे नहीं पढ़ते, दिल लगाना पड़ता है। तो अगर दिल से पढ़ोगे, डेफिनेटली दिस सब्जेक्ट इज वेरी वेरी रिवॉर्डिंग। सो स्पेशल डिडक्शन मीन्स which is applicable under certain circumstances, because this is not a usual deduction. This is not a deduction which is available to everyone. Certain special conditions are fulfilled for this particular deduction, and therefore this deduction is special deduction available to only a few people. So these are the two kinds of deductions or expenditures which are there in our syllabus, and yes, you have to really do depreciation well, and then special deductions are also to be done well. And special deduction means deduction which are not otherwise eligible. You don't otherwise get deduction of this particular expenditure, but in rare circumstance you get the eligibility of special deductions as well. Now all those students who have already completed PGBP chapter, please tell me certain sections which special deductions are eligible for. Please write in the chat box sections where special deductions are eligible for. Farhan Alam says tea, coffee, rubber. Perfect, Farhan. Tea, coffee, rubber. Please tell me certain sections where special deductions are there. Please write in the chat box. I want to know which sections are there for special deductions. Megha says, why these sections are so confusing, like 40A and 40IA? Megha, they are not confusing. There are a series of sections which are there. So 40I, 40IA, these are series of sections, and these series of sections are meant to cover certain points, like 40A. I is for non-residents, 40IA is for residents whose TDS is not deducted. So these are sequence. Oh, 35, perfect. पकड़ लिया, सबने पकड़ लिया, जबरदस्त, सही पकड़े हैं, perfect. 35 sections. Yes, guys, 35 section series is the series which is special deduction eligible only in certain circumstances. Scientific research is a very good example. Nabya, superb. Jyotish says 35 AD, perfect. Suman Bhadri says 35 AD. Ishita says 35 AD, perfect. So yes, you are right. 35 series sections are special deduction sections which are not available under usual circumstance. They are available only under certain special cases. Not available to all, but available to only specific people. Now, we come on to the next aspect of our syllabus, which is disallowed expenditure. The section which is relevant to disallowed expenditure is section 40. 40 and various subsections of disallowed expenditures are there. Now, sir, what is this disallowed expenditure? What is this disallowed expenditure? Guys, disallowed expenditure means the general deductions which I told you that they are eligible for all the assessees. The general deductions which I told you were eligible for all the assessees, but if you do not fulfill certain conditions, they will not be eligible to you. Let me repeat. I told you about general deductions. General deductions are eligible to be allowed for all the assessees. They are allowed for all the assessees. But if you do not fulfill certain conditions, that they will be disallowed to you. If you do not fulfill certain conditions, they will be disallowed to you. So why? Why general deductions are eligible to everyone? Then why should they be disallowed to us? It is incorrect, sir. This is wrong. This is absolutely wrong. Why general deductions is disallowed under certain circumstances? Guys, if you do not fulfill certain basic requirements of law, like deducting TDS on expenditure. If you do not deduct TDS on expenditure, although otherwise the general deductions are eligible in all the cases, but if you do not deduct TDS, then we will categorize those general deductions as disallowed expenditure. We will not allow deduction of those expenditure to you. Similarly, if you pay expenses in cash of a hefty amount, so typically Modi government is absolutely against. And why Modi? All the governments which have preceded Modi government, they were against cash transactions. If you do a lot of cash transactions, then we will disallow your expenditure. So otherwise the general deduction is allowed, but if you do not fulfill certain conditions, then they will be categorized as disallowed expenditure. Now again, I would request all of you to tell me sections where disallowed expenditures are there. Sections where disallowed expenditures are there. I want the sections where disallowed expenditure are stated in the Income Tax Act. Please tell me the section. Mega says 40. Mega 40, I have told you. You have to tell me the subsections, okay? So any subsection, income tax be like, जो मैं बोलता हूं वो करो वरना टैक्स ज्यादा पे करो. Jyotish, all the laws are like that. All the laws are like that. Whatever law wants, they would want you to follow the law. So all the laws are like that. Not only Income Tax Act, but other laws are also like that. Okay, 40. Payment outside India without TDS. Vishakha Rathore, brilliant. Bhavna Bish says TDS. Yes, TDS disallowance is definitely there. 40A. 40 capital A3. Neelam Singh, perfect. 40 small a, TDS, perfect. 40 capital A3 is for excess cash, and 40 small a is for non-deduction of TDS. 40 A2. What is section 40 capital A2? I'm looking for anyone who tells me who's 40 A2. तनुप्रिया कहती है इतना आसान होता तो जल्दी समझ क्यों, क्योंकि तनुप्रिया तुम दिल से नहीं पढ़ती हो ना, तुम दिमाग से पढ़ती हो. अगर तुम दिल लगाओ ना इसके साथ तो पक्का समझ में आएगा. Okay, okay. Yes, so related party expenditures, if you are dealing with your related party and if you give them some amount which is even more than the fair market value of that particular product, then it will be disallowed. So yes, this is the next part of your syllabus, which is disallowed expenditure. Again, an important section. Whichever is highlighted by pink color, that is an important section, so please take note of this fact. Okay, disallowed expenditure. Next are two small sections which are there: maintenance of books of accounts and tax audit. Guys, naturally one thing is very, very clear, guys. If you want to compute your PGBP, which is profit and loss account, then you have to mandatorily maintain your books of accounts. Unless and until you maintain your books of accounts, you maintain the ledger accounts, you maintain the general accounts, you do the ledger entries, you make a trial balance, you make a profit and loss account, you make a balance sheet. Unless and until you do all these things, you will not be able to compute the PGBP, profits and gains of business and profession. So the first prerequisite of computing your PGBP is maintaining the books of accounts. That is the first prerequisite. So you have to maintain the books of accounts properly to be able to compute your business income. So maintenance of books of accounts is next chapter, next section, which we are going to read in this particular chapter. Then tax audit. So yes, income tax authorities are telling you that yes, you might have done your statutory audit as per the Companies Act. We don't want to rely on that Companies Act statutory audit. We want to get your audit done once again as per the Income Tax Act. This is what Income Tax Act is saying. So tax audit is the section of tax audit is the section which will tell us in what circumstances is tax audit compulsory for any individual, company, AOP, BOI, every kind of organization. In what circumstances is tax audit mandatory? In what circumstances maintenance of books of accounts mandatory? So all these things will be told in these two sections, which are very, very important sections, guys. Examination will definitely carry certain questions from at least tax audit. Tax audit, according to me, is very, very important. Then the last aspect of this particular chapter is presumptive taxation. Now, guys, very simple as that. Okay, India is a country where agriculture is the main source of income of many people, right? And literacy rate is not very high in India, right? Certain basic level occupation like transportation business. Transportation business means a business where people are traveling from one place to another place and goods are being carried from one place to another place. That business is very, very popular in India. So primarily unorganized sector or unstructured sector is very much there in India. Now, for that unstructured section, for that unstructured and unorganized sector, for that particular sector, it is very, very difficult to understand these complex laws and to make books of accounts. To understand these complex laws and to make books of accounts, it is very, very difficult, guys. Assume a transporter who doesn't even know how to speak in English, or he doesn't know how to read and write, because he, at a very early age, he started his business of transportation. He's very, very raw, okay? He's coming in front of the Income Tax Act. And as soon as he faces you, you are a CMA, you are a tax consultant. Soon as he faces you, he would pull out a small pouch from his pocket, and he would have something in his hand from that pouch. Then he will pull out one more bottle. There will be a small bottle which with white fluid, white liquid containing it. He would put that white fluid over here, and then he would do like this. He would shake it, he would mix it somehow, then he will do like this, and then he will do like this. हाँ भाई, का मेंटेनेंस ऑफ बुक अकाउंट का होता है, ये टैक्स ऑडिट क्या होता है, क्या क्या इनकम टैक्स किसको बोलते हैं. He will do like this. How would you expect that kind of a person belonging to an unorganized sector? How can you expect that person that he'll maintain books of accounts? How will you expect that person that he'll understand what is expenditure, what is income, what is disallowed expenditure, what is not allowed expenditure? How can you expect that particular person to comply with law, with such complex law so easily? It will be very, very difficult for him. And the worst part is that the number of people like this in India are many, are several. Those who are small businessmen, who are retailers, who are transporters, who don't want to engage into this tough exercise, who don't want to engage in this difficult exercise of maintaining books of accounts. They are very, very reluctant to do this. As per the Income Tax Act, they are reluctant to maintain books of accounts. They are reluctant to do anything of this sort. What will you do with them? Now the only option that you can evolve from them is that you ask them, भैया ये बताओ तुम्हारी इनकम कितनी है, बस. अरे पैसे कितने रिसीव हुए, पैसे. You cannot ask expenses from them, because expenses they would not know, but income at least they would know. So the easy way to compute income tax in their case, to compute PGBP income in their case, is not to prepare profit and loss account. Don't prepare profit and loss account. Ask about their income. Ask about their income. Suppose their income is 10 lakh rupees per annum. Suppose their income is 10 lakh rupees per annum. Now, if you ask them to prepare a profit and loss account, to ask what is the expenses, general expenses, special expenses, they will be all lost. They will be all gone. Okay. Don't ask them about the expenses. Just assume what will be their expenses. Just assume what will be their net profit ratio. So Income Tax Act assumes that if your business is 10 lakh rupees worth of revenue is there, then we will assume that your profits will be 8%. We will assume that. So why are you assuming them? Ask them the expenses. They are not ready to tell us the expenses. That is why we are assuming it. Presumptive taxation means assumption-based taxation. We will assume that, yes, in transportation business, on an average, the net profit ratio is 8%. If it is 8%, we will assume this 8%. So the profit will be computed as per the presumptive taxation rate, presumptive profit rate. This is the presumptive profit rate. Now, according to this presumptive profit rate, what will be the profit which will accrue to them? Profit which will accrue to them is 80,000 rupees. This is assumed profit. This is not derived profit. This is assumed profit. You please multiply the tax rate in this particular profit and you compute the tax. This is an easy solution for such people who are reluctant to prepare their books of accounts, who belong to small unorganized sector of the country, and it's very difficult to bring them to the mainstream. It is difficult for the government to do that, and therefore a very simple method of computing their taxation is devised, which is presumptive taxation. Presumptive means assumption based taxation. It is an assumption which is done. It is a presumption which is done. So this presumptive taxation is a very important element of our PGBP chapter. Forget about all the sections, forget about expenses, forget about special expenses, forget about disallowances, forget about everything. Just remember, whatever is their revenue, multiply it with presumptive profit rate, and you will get the profit, and that profit multiplied by the tax rate will give you tax. That is the presumptive taxation scheme. But again, guys, oh yes, Umang is saying control. Yes, I am. मैं बह रहा हूँ ना, मैं बह रहा हूँ शायद. ओके, अब बहना नहीं है. ओके, खत्म. बहना नहीं, मैं सेक्शन नहीं समझा रहा, मैं सिर्फ स्ट्रैटेजी बता रहा हूँ. सेक्शन नहीं समझा रहा, स्ट्रैटेजी बता रहा हूँ. सेक्शन नहीं समझा रहा, स्ट्रैटेजी बता रहा हूँ. ठीक है, ओनली स्ट्रैटेजी. ठीक है. सो दिस इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट चैप्टर टॉपिक्स ऑफ योर सिलेबस, गाइज. यू नीड टू compute the presumptive taxation in certain circumstances. Okay, not in all circumstances, but in certain circumstances you compute the income on the basis of presumptive method. Those circumstances are given in the act, and if you follow those circumstances, then you will be able to get relieved of the maintenance of books of accounts. You need not maintain the books of accounts. You can, without maintaining the books of accounts, you can easily compute your profit and taxation. So yes, this was the small chapter which is PGBP for all of you. And yes, why I say this is a small chapter, because guys, this is not as lengthy as you think. It is divided into 6 parts for sure. It is divided into various parts for sure, but it is not as lengthy as you think it is. It is a small chapter, and it is not very difficult to do also. Now, if with these 6 portions in mind, if you cover one portion a day, or if you cover certain portions cumulatively a day, you will definitely be able to do this particular chapter well and understand the concepts of this chapter very well. So yes, this was the strategy meet of PGBP chapter. Let me come back to the schedule, guys, which we are starting from tomorrow. This is Tayari Jeet Ki. This is the schedule which we are going with for tomorrow. From tomorrow onwards, we are starting with the live sessions for all of you. From tomorrow, 2 classes per week will be the schedule of the live sessions. And yes, live sessions will be hosted on 2 YouTube channels, channel of Academy as well as CSCS CMA Nikkhil Gupta. So keep vigilance over both the channels. The live session will be hosted over there, and yes, that is what is the the future is all about. All right. So yes, guys, that's all for this particular session. We'll be meeting in our subsequent sessions with more such strategy meets. If you really want these strategy meets to continue, if you think these strategy meets are useful to you, this 1 hour or 45 minutes of discussion is useful to you, then please write yes in the chat box. I want to see a yes in the chat box. And also I want to see certain likes on this particular video. If you think that these strategy meets are important and they are useful to you, then definitely press type a yes in the chat box so that I can get some vigor to continue these strategy meets forever. If these are useful, then write a yes. Yes, everyone is saying yes. And Nalayak Yashwant, who said I have many special ones, is also saying a yes. Okay, that's great. So yes, guys, hit a like button. Hit a like button also on this particular video. And yes, we'll be continuing these series again. Megha is saying Vardhan Suman sir should come with strategy meet. Megha, Vardhan Suman sir is taking this live sessions, revision sessions. You can ask your strategy during those live sessions itself. So you can definitely get in touch with Vardhan sir. All right. So yes, I got many yeses. Any more yeses? Do you want these live sessions to continue? Any more yeses? Answer is yes. Everyone is saying yes. So perfect, guys. All of you are saying yes. So good, great. We'll be meeting in our subsequent sessions. Please hit a like button and keep vigilance over this particular channel over next few months. Now this channel will be on fire for CMA Intermediate and Final students. I'll be bringing in a lot of teachers to take certain sessions which will be useful to all of you. This channel will be on fire till at least till June for next 3 months. So just get geared up for clearing the examination of June 2022. With that positive note, all the very best and happy studying. Bye bye.